Story 2, Unseen, Chapter 3, Darkest Night. That simple kiss was meant to be a comfort, a sweet seal on a promise. But as they prepared to leave, the unsettling feeling that had haunted Mark all day returned with a vengeance. The ordinary act of stepping out for a simple dinner transformed into a moment steeped in unease for Mark. Just as he reached for the doorknob, a phantom whisper brushed against his right ear, a sibilant murmur of his name that sent a shiver tracing its way down his spine. The hairs on his nape bristled. He turned back into the room, his voice hushed with a sudden apprehension.
Honey, did you hear that?
Grace paused, her hand already outstretched towards the hallway.
Hear what?
Someone called me.
He replied nervously. His eyes were searching for the source of the whisper. Her brow creased in confusion.
I didn't hear anything.
No, I know I did. It was like a breath, a whisper right beside me.
The certainty in Mark's voice was steadfast, despite her denial. Then, a flicker of irritation crossed her features.
I don't know what you're talking about, Mark. Let's just go. We're already late.
She replied, a sharp edge to her tone. As Mark hesitated, his hand still hovering near the doorframe, a horrifying tableau unfolded within the confines of his room. Standing atop his bed, a figure of absolute darkness materialized. Its skin was an abyss, swallowing all light, and its eyes burned with an infernal crimson glow. A strangled gasp escaped Mark's lips as he slammed the door shut, his gaze snapping away from the terrifying apparition, his heart hammered against his ribs. The suffocating apprehension that had gripped him in his dream returned with brutal intensity. His legs felt weakened, threatening to give way beneath him, and the world seemed to tilt precariously. Grace, her eyes widening at Mark's sudden visceral reaction, reached out, her voice laced with alarm.
Mark, what is it? You look like you've seen a ghost.
His skin was clammy, a cold sweat beading on his forehead, but the terror had stolen his voice, leaving him mute and trembling.
You look so pale, honey.
She murmured, her hands gently framing his face, her thumbs stroking his cheeks.
And you're sweating. What's wrong?
Nothing.
Mark managed to croak, reaching out to grasp her hand.
Let's just go and have a...
But the rest of the sentence died in his throat as the world dissolved into an absolute, impenetrable darkness. Consciousness abandoned Mark, leaving him adrift in a silent void. When awareness flickered back, Mark found himself nestled beneath the usual softness of his own bedsheets. Grace sat beside him, her fingers gently threading through his hair, her expression an amalgamation of relief and worry.
Honey, are you okay?
She murmured, her voice soft.
You just passed out earlier. Are you sick?
With a slow, cautious effort, Mark pushed himself up, the lingering smog in his mind gradually withdrawing. He sat beside her, the events of the hallway still a fresh, unsettling memory.
I don't know.
He admitted, his voice still raspy.
Maybe I'm just exhausted.
You know what? You just need to rest. I'll go buy you something for dinner, all right?
She retrieved her purse from the nightstand and, with a final, concerned look, left him alone in the quiet of the room. Now, solitude enveloped Mark, amplifying the disconcerting thoughts that swirled within his mind. Shaking his head in a useless attempt to clear the persistent confusion, he tried to rationalize the impossible things he had seen, things that existed only in his perception. Driven by a need for answers, he opened his laptop. He logged in, plugged in the broadband cable, and began his search, typing in vague keywords, hoping to find some explanation for the terrifying occurrences. After a few tense minutes of scrolling through incomprehensible websites, he stumbled upon a forum discussing experiences eerily similar to his own. Just as he began to delve deeper into a particularly disturbing thread, The laptop screen flickered and died, plunging him back into a disconcerting silence. Frustration welled within Mark as he pressed the power button. Then, a sharp knock resounded from the door. The door opened, and it was Grace, a plastic bag containing their dinner in her hand.
What are you doing?
She asked, her eyes briefly flickering towards the unresponsive laptop.
Nothing.
Mark replied quickly, snapping the lid shut, a sudden defensiveness rising within him.
Here.
She said, extending the bag towards him.
Don't worry. I bought mine as well. We can still eat together, like it was our last dinner together.
A strange, almost melancholic tone underscored her words.
What did you just say?
An unease that twisted and tightened in Mark's stomach. She offered no response, her gaze distant as she scooped a spoonful of rice and held it out to him. A sense of foreboding poured over Mark as he accepted the offering. The rest of the meal passed in a disquieting hush. When they were finished, Grace stood up abruptly and left the room without a word. No goodnight kiss, no comforting hug. Mark simply sat there watching her retreat. It felt like a vexation settling in his heart. Perhaps she was still angry about their missed plans, but the silence, the lack of any physical contact, felt like something far deeper, a frightening intuition of an unspoken separation. If you liked our short story, please hit the like button. If you want more of our original short stories, subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow us on Facebook. That's it for now, fellow night owls. Until next time, good night, sleep tight, keep the mirror out of your sight.